All right, please turn to the correct page in your phonics journal. We're going to go through and do our phonics lesson. We're going to go ahead and do day 4 and day 5 today, so please make sure you're following along. And if you need to, please pause the video whenever is needed. All right, so right here we have a paragraph, and on the left-hand side we have some morphemes, and we're trying to figure where in this paragraph these morphemes need to go. So it says, Jasmine blank tended her arm as she tried to read the words on her award. That is going to be extended. She extended her arm as she tried to read the words on her award. Her blank shun was still blurry from her trip to the eye doctor. So everybody, what do you think might still be blurry from her trip to the eye doctor? Her vision. Excellent job. Remember, vision means to see. Viz means to see. Okay, she could almost visual blank what was written there. She could almost visual eyes. Good job. She really wanted to read the blank or the in-blanction. She really wanted to read the inscription, what was written on her award. The doctor told her that he needed to disblank her pupils so they would be larger. Distend her pupils so that they would be larger. Her exam was extend blank. Her exam was very extensive, so it could take a while before she could do anything visual. Remember, anything that is extensive, that means that there's a lot of steps in it, so that's why it could take a long time. And since she was doing an eye exam and they were having to do stuff with her eyes, it said that it could take a while before she could use any or do anything visual, see anything. She knew she would just have to wait to read what was blank scribed on her award. She would have to wait to read what was inscribed on her award. All right, if you need to, go ahead and pause the video here. All right, so this week we are looking at 2 different types of syllables. Just like we were last week, we're looking at closed patterns. That's where we have a vowel followed by 1 or more consonants, and that vowel sound is short, meaning it does not say its name. Good job. Then we have long vowel silent E. That is where we have a vowel, a consonant, and the E at the end. Our vowel sound is long, meaning it says its name, and the E is silent. We do not hear it. All right, so we have a list of first syllables and a list of second syllables. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through some words, and we're going to see if they are actually words. So let's take a look at our first one. Conpede. Is that a word? No, that's not a word. What about conbud? Is that a word? No, that's not a word. What about concrete? Concrete. Is that a word? Yes, it is. So what I want you to do, I want you to go ahead and I want you to X out those first 2. Because remember, we're only going to use these one time. Okay, we're going to exit out, or we're going to X those out. All right, so let's look at our next first syllable. Fickpeed. Is that a word? No. What about fick bud? No. Fick pole? No. Fictate? Fick pute? No. Fick script? No. Fictum? Fick vite? No. Fiction? Fiction is a word. I'm going to try and write it. Miss Franklin only has fiction. All right, so fiction is a word, and we're going to write that in the blank. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to mark these out. All right, so let's look at the next one. Dispede. Nope. Disbud. Nope. Dispole? Nope. Distate? Nope. Dispute? Dispute is a word. Excellent job. So we're going to write that one down. And you might be wondering, well, what is a dispute? A dispute is like an argument. Okay. Dispute is like an argument. So we're going to write down dispute. All right. And then we're going to mark it out. All right. Let's look at the next one. Rosepede? No. What about rosebud? Rosebud. A rosebud is a thing. It's a word. A rosebud, the bud of a rose. All right, and we're going to mark those out. All right, we're going to do one more together. All right, everyone. Impede. No. Impole. No. Intate. No. Inscript. No. Entomb. Not quite. Invite. Yes, invite is a word. I can invite you to my birthday party. Invite. Ooh. Y'all bear with me. I'm using my mouse trying to write. Invite. All right. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to mark those out. And then, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to have them for about 2 minutes. Give them 2 minutes to try and go through these next few words. Try and make these next few words. All right. I'm going to get this erased really quickly. And let's go through our next ones. All right. So let's see. It says dictate. Good job. I'm trying to get these erased. It's not wanting to act right. Bear with me. All right. Oh, that would have been easier. Okay, so let's take a look. So we had fiction, dispute, rosebud, invite. Our next one is dictate, costume, tadpole, stampede, transcript. All right, so these are the words that you should have down. You can stop right here and do a pause. Make sure everybody has everything that they need copied down. And then once they're done with that, we're going to go to the next page and do day 5. All right, so let's take a look. So let's take a look at some words. I'm going to say the word and you're going to repeat after me. Here we go. Transcribe, dictate, subside, grateful, concrete, kindness, culprit, dispose. You have 1 minute to read your words quietly to yourself. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and stop. Circle the word you finished on, please. Now, we have a list of phrases that I'm going to read, and you're going to repeat after me. Here we go. Dispose of the trash. A shameful look. Grateful and kind. Cut to the action. You have a list of phrases that are on your paper. I want you to read through those silently to yourself for 1 minute. And go. All right, and stop. Circle the one you finished on. Now, we have 2 sentences, and since your teacher's not in the room today, we are going to look at these together, okay? So let's look at our first sentence. Everyone, I'm going to say the sentence, and I want you to repeat the sentence, okay? What kinds of costumes were in the contest? I want you to copy down this sentence and make sure that your sentence starts with that capital letter and ends with your punctuation mark. Go ahead and copy the sentence down, please. You can pause the recording here. All right, guys, we're going to read through this sentence one more time. I'm going to read it and you're going to follow along after me, okay? Here we go. What kinds of costumes were in the contest? All right, let's look at our next sentence. I'm going to read the sentence and you're going to repeat after me. Here we go. I have instructions for making homemade milkshakes. What I want you to do now, I want you to copy down this sentence and please make sure that your sentence starts with a capital letter, a capital I, and ends with your punctuation mark, the period. So go ahead and copy that down. And whenever everyone is finished up with their copying down of this sentence, the phonics journals can be put away quietly.